The USA has always been known as the land of plenty, a place of wealth and opportunity. Yet for Americans, things have hit rock bottom, with the situation looking almost as bad as it did in the 1930s Depression era. The American middle class would be considered well off by European standards. Their yearly income is between $40,000 and $120,000, and yet they are struggling more than anyone else in the US to meet their daily living expenses.
The middle class is being wiped out in the United States. It's becoming what was the working class in the 19th or 18th centuries. Basically people who, as long as they are working, can stay alive. But when they stop working, they have no wealth, they have no assets.
We don't really have a rainy day fund. We don't have a lot of savings.
I always prioritize, okay, these are the bills that we have to pay, and these are the bills that if we get the money, we can pay them.
We had to borrow money for our daughter's education. We're scrambling around our son's education.
We've struggled. I mean, we've gone from having money in the bank, having savings, to living paycheck to paycheck and basically trying to make ends meet, and sometimes they don't meet.
With over 1 million inhabitants, Boston is one of the largest cities in the United States. But the middle class are being forced out. Property prices here are far too high for the average American family. This is the home of the Cox family. Husband Jonas works for a software company. His wife is in publishing. After the birth of their first child, Jonas's wife stayed at home for a year. Without a second income, the family nearly went through all their savings. A few months later, Jonas lost his job. Although he was only unemployed for 4 months, the family savings are gone, and they are now deeply in debt.
We tend not to talk about our financial lives. We tend to keep it pretty private. Both my wife and I think, have been that way. Even in my family.
Like the Cox family, 3/4 of all Americans are so out of pocket that their monthly income is not enough to maintain their debts, let alone feeding their family and putting a roof over their heads.
My wife and I earn about $120,000 a year. I don't think I spend money frivolously. I'm getting down to really the daily routine. I make lunch for myself every day. I never buy lunches. We very rarely go to restaurants to eat out. I go a long time without buying clothes, maybe more so than I would like to.
Traveling north from Boston is a bleak journey through the old industrial towns of New England. Their heyday has long since passed. Textile manufacturing was outsourced many years ago to third world countries offering cheaper labor.